Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're back with another episode of Guess the Rank, the series where I look at your clips that you submit to the YouTube community tab, and then, based upon how well or bad you play, I try to guess your rank. So let's hop right into it. And yeah, we're gonna be starting off with Dude. Actually, what I do want to start off quickly, besides telling you to like the video, which I know you've already done, so it's no problem. For everyone who's already signed up to the gameleap website, so if you already have a sub, with the new patch, I'm going to be doing website Guess the Rank. So I told a lot of you guys that I was going to be doing this over Discord. But yeah, if you're part of the website, you just have to show me a little bit of proof that you signed up, send me your replay, and we're going to have an entire episode of Guess the Rank on the website. So yeah, start DMing me on Discord. We had a great turnout for the last one. We had way too many people that too many people that I couldn't even do them all. So that was a good thing, right? And let's keep that going. But now let's get into this episode of YouTube Guess the Rank. All right, so first off, we have Dude on the Bounty Hunter, and let's see what he had to say. The laning stage was well, but after that, I started feeding. We still won the game, but I had a bad feeling about my deaths. Okay, that's a good question, because for Bounty Hunter, this hero is one of those heroes where you actually can justify dying a lot. Funny enough, yeah, this is a hero that literally can be okay with dying because it can provide so much information that the death is worth it. Now, the first thing is, does Bounty Hunter have increased night vision, or are you just, how do I even check that? All right, I honestly forget. I think you can check it maybe in the other thing. But nonetheless, yeah, if this guy sees you, that's kind of weird. The first thing I want to bring up before we move on towards the mid game is the Sage's Mask. I don't really understand why you would buy this. Like, you took Janata at level 1, and then you have a mana regen item. Like, how does that make any sense? Unless you're rushing a Bassi, which makes no sense because you're laning with the Slark. Like, I just don't get this, right? I'm trying to understand why you have this item, and I just can't. It's not like, oh, I need a Bassi because I'm laning with Enchantress and she needs to spam spells. Like, it's not one of those situations, and so this is just a complete waste of gold. This 100% should either be a Ring of Regen or Mangoes so that you get some HP regen, right? If you want mana regen, 100%, I'd highly recommend you buy Mangoes because you get the HP regen for level 1, and then you get the Mangoes for later on. In my opinion, it is a much better option. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't understand this build. I usually don't like harping on items too much. I really don't, because it's not like the core thing that dictates whether or not you win a Dota game. It's just not. Gameplay is so much more important. But like, it's just weird. Like, the Sage's Mask ended up being nothing. Like, raindrops are cool. You don't even have boots, though. You bought a wand before boots. What? You should never do this on a hero like Bounty. This hero, its whole gameplay style is based around movement speed. That's why it buys Oof. That's why it buys Tranquil Boots, right? You should have Tranquil Boots. It's an incredible Tranquil Boots game. This enemy team is like all magical damage for the early game, right? Like, you really want Tranquil Boots this game, not only to sustain the fights, just to roam around the map, right? You pick up a clarity and you can constantly be active, but you just don't have them, and it's like, what? What? And then I actually skipped a little bit further ahead, which was the original reason why I got kind of like questionable, but I guess Lion took the tome, which honestly, you should be yelling at this guy, dude. Oh my god, that is so bad. If you ever do this in your pubs, guys, you are a griefer. This Lion is level 6 and he took the tome when there's a bounty who's level 5. That is unbelievably bad. But I mean, it obviously looks like, oh god. Okay, but the next thing I want to mention is why your mid game is not that good. Levels is everything for supports. Guys, go watch a pro support game and you're going to realize how much they actually sit in waves. Because you're so useless until you're level 6, unlike a large majority of supports. Like, think about playing Ancient Apparition with level 6 and then level 5. That one level difference literally is the difference between your hero being a god and an absolute bot. And the same thing, I'm not gonna say Bounty Hunter is completely useless, but like, Track is unbelievable, right? It is an incredible spell. And that's why this hero is a support, because it has a hard 6 spike. That's like a huge thing that defines supports. So you might be asking, oh, what should I do? Either go sit mid, like literally sit mid and sit next to the wave, make a stack if you think someone can take it. In this game, no one can do that. But really, you just gotta find a lane to farm. Like, I would either run bottom here, or I'd go mid and just try to sap it. I would tell my lone druid, hey man, I need mid, go jungle. Like, I would literally say that. You have to, because you're just running around in circles. The information you're providing right now is useless. It is useless. This is doing nothing. You don't have a ganking team, right? Your team is not going to gank. You could say, oh, but lone druid, not really, right? You have a bunch of heroes that want to farm. I guess Slark is roaming because, it is what it is, but you need to get levels, right? Your team should just be hitting creeps and you guys should just be getting levels. Then when you're 6, you can make plays again, right? You always should be level 6 around 10 minutes, but let's move on. Okay, so I think this next clip is a good point to really address what you were talking about with like bad deaths. So upcoming here, like, you like Shuriken this guy, which is Alright, whatever, you know. That's fine. Oh god, what are these items? Dude, everyone's items. Like, this guy maxed mana drain. Alright, this is actually reasonable. I'm not gonna check his bear. Alright, it's not that bad. Oh god. What in the world? What is this? Oh, it's a Battle Fury? Okay, it just looks weird because there's no stick. Okay, but let's look at the death here. So, you're kind of pushing in the wave, right? You want to get your levels, that's fine. But here's a very important concept, okay? It's going to keep you alive more than you would ever think. Every time you kill a creep, you should back off. So why is this, right? Why after you CS this creep should you back off? You want to basically make the enemy team think that you're leaving so that they don't set up a kill. Because typically, especially the lower you go, and I can tell this is a low MR game, the lower you go, the longer it takes for people to set up kills. In Immortal, like, they'll instant TP just on you seeing the way. Like, if they think they can kill you, or they want to kill you, they'll instant TP. But the lower you go, the longer it takes. And so, when you show for like 5 to 10 seconds, like you're about to do here, it's kind of asking to die, because you're giving them the time window they require to get the kill. So instead of auto-attacking these creeps, you have two options. Either literally creep aggro, yes, creep aggro, having the wave here, instead of here, is the difference between living or not. Even when farming as a support, there's no reason not to do it. Or, after you get every single CS, back off, right? Back off. Give them smaller windows to go on you, and give them less time to think to set up on you, right? Because even this Mars here, with the Tinker TPing in, took forever. Like, literally, they couldn't have executed this any worse. I mean that. It took them actually forever. And if your camera was a little bit better, I even think you could have seen this Tinker TP, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bit hard to tell. I think you might, oh no, okay, you didn't see it. You didn't see it, right? But you just have to, assume that you're gonna get ganked. I mean, you're under a tier 1 tower, so this is not space. On top of that, when you're dying, use track. You should be tracking. You need to give your team information. If you are not tracking off cooldown, you are not playing Bounty Hunter. The moment that the Mars shows in lane, you should track him. The immediate time you see Tinker, you should track him. The only time you should not instantly track is if turning around the track is going to get you killed. So really, my main tip to you is you need to be a lot more greedy. You need to buy tanky items, and I highly recommend you max your W. Maxing the Q is not bad, it really isn't. But if you're going to do that, buy a lot of stats. Buy Tranquils for the early game, and just buy like a hood and a cloak, maybe even some fluffy hats, right? Buy the Orb of Corrosion for a bit of HP. Get tanky, and then play around the Shuriken. But if you want to go this phase boots route, why would you max Shuriken with phase boots? It makes no sense. It's so backwards, right? It's so backwards, and you're limiting your potential here by doing this, right? You're really limiting your potential. So, you know, this is, I guess, pretty good vision here. I hope. You're just limiting your potential to carry the game a little bit. All right, so yeah, I'm going to guess the rank here. I'm going to say you are... I have to go on the low end. I really feel like this is on the lower end. I'm going to say Crusader 1. And you are, oh, okay, Crusader 5. Hey, Crusader 5 with 1,000 matches, assuming you're not a Smurf, which, you know, you never, it's always impossible to tell nowadays. But that's not bad, man. So yeah, you gotta be a lot more greedy. You really gotta be a lot more greedy. You know, even though your team won the game, this impact in a high MR game would not have been good enough. So I wish you the best, and let's get into the next clip. All right, getting into the second match, we're gonna be looking at Leihangir on the Wraith game. And what you said is that team fights were mostly one-sided, but I was really confused during the initial laning stage. I wanted the farm to snowball the game early because of a good early game draft. My support wanted to go super aggressive, due to which I missed a lot of CS and even died a couple times. So yeah, this is a big thing where you kind of just got to be able to say, okay, you know, what do I think works? I'm going to trust my intuition, because honestly, guys, when supports start telling you how to play carry, it's probably not going to work. You're the carry player, trust how you think you need to carry the game. I have to teach this to a lot of people, especially a lot of my students, because it's like, stop doubting yourself. And hey, I get it. I was that way for like most of my Dota career. If someone wanted me to do something, I'm doing it. But then I started to realize I'm putting in the time to learning the game, to learn Dota, right? I'm putting the time to understand what my timings are. I'm not gonna listen to some support who thinks they know better, because they know how to support, okay? They don't necessarily know how to carry every game. I've played 100 games of Wraith King. They've played 2. I think I'm gonna, you know, play my way. I know it sounds conceited, but frankly, I genuinely believe it works. So what I would say is trust yourself more than anything. The second thing though, talking about trusting yourself, if you are laning with Alina, it is more often than not a good idea to take your stun at level 1 so that you can stun into her stun. Anytime you're laning with Lina, you really just want to take a stun if your hero happens to have the stun. It's very good. You know, even here at level 2, you don't take it. I would just say right then and there, you know, like, come on, you know, you can't, like right here, I mean, you guys can do so much damage if you just stun the same target, so, yeah, definitely something to consider. Alright, so let's watch a little bit of the laning stage, because I kind of see what you mean already. You're saying that you missed a lot of CS. And honestly, man, you might be saying, oh, I missed a lot of CS because, you know, my Lina wanted to go aggressive. Frankly, it's not a good excuse. I'm just being real because the top players, in order to become a top player, which is what you need to strive for to gain MMR, they do both. They do both. They just understand how to balance it. And so let's take a quick look at how you could balance it, because I don't want to just talk about theory. I want to actually show it, you know, within this video. So let's take a quick look. For instance, right here, let's assume the Lina had mana just for time's sake. Let's assume Lina had mana. This is an opportunity to go aggressive. The reason for that, even though Tide is not a hero you typically want to go aggressive on with Wraith King, it's okay with Lina. And so in this case, it's a good time to go because you're not going to miss any CS, right? You're not going to miss any CS. He's in between you and the Lina. The Tiny's not here. So this is a situation where you should instantly stun this guy. No hesitation. You should go on him. No CS to be missed. Tiny is gone. He's in between both you and your support. Those are literally the three main things, so keep that in mind. Am I going to miss CS? Is the position 4 going to counter initiate? And is my position 5 in position? All of those things apply here, right? And because of that, you should really go aggressive, but you don't. Which shows to me that you don't really know when to go aggressive, and it's really one of the hardest things to learn in Dota, but I hope that makes some sense, because if you go aggressive in those situations, you won't miss CS. But I bet if we rewind and we looked at all the other times you did go aggressive, it was probably at bad times. And you might be saying, oh, but I just follow my Lina. Don't follow your supports, guys. Like, look, you see, this is not necessarily bad because it's still a 2v1, but it's just like a very weird time to go. It's not bad. Like, this one is not bad. It's just a weird time to go. You're running through a creep wave. The Tide was already retreating, so it's not that good, right? The guy was already running away. It makes it quite a bad decision to go. On top of that, you don't have a stick against Tidehunter, which is quite bad, right? You really need stick against this hero. So yeah, honestly, at this point in the game, it's getting to the point in the lane where Tidehunter starts to counter you. Kind of depends on what build he goes. Okay, so he did go for the 0-2-2 build. This build is very good against Wraith King because you can't really man up to him, right? So even though you do have a lane dominator in the Lina, oh my god, this skill build is disgusting. How do you not take a point of your E in Lina? That is literally the reason why this hero is good. That is just mind-blowing to me. But nonetheless, like, you need to go jungle. Just leave. It's as simple as that. Oh, I'm countered in lane. There's a Timber. There's a Centaur that's, like, beating me up. There's a Tidehunter harassing me. I need to leave. Like, all this trading and running around and committing your skeletons that instantly die to Tidehunter is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You have to just get out. So this is, I can kind of tell that this is low MMR because this is the most, and I'm starting to believe this because it just griefs like every carry's games. The ability to discern when you need to leave the lane is like the #1 thing for greedy carries. Not all carries, but especially greedy carries, right? Like the Wraith Kings of the patch. You need to know and need to say, okay, lane's not that good. I'm not flush farming. I'm getting like half my CS contested. I need to just go jungle because your hero jungles so fast. And we'll go over one more example of you just dying to just really nail the point in before I guess your rank. Right here, okay, this is what I'm talking about. You didn't really lane very well, you know, as we sort of talked about. You know, this Tide has a ton of denies, rightfully so. He reduces your damage. You didn't get very many denies, even when you had the advantage, which is something you need to think about. But then, yeah, they just dive you. Of course they're gonna dive you. You know, like it's just such a favorable matchup for this guy, right? The good combo by the Tiny. He follows up with the Ravage, and they get a kill onto you, and now your whole game, your whole timings are just completely thrown off because you just keep laning, and you cannot blame this on your Lina. You can't, because you could just leave. Like, there's nothing she could do about that, right? Just leave. Like, don't take a point in your ulti. Just go jungle with 2 points in your E, right? This is just a complete waste of time. And so I'm going to have to guess very low. I'm going to even have to guess, like, Guardian bracket because your CS is incredibly low, and you're just not leaving a bad lane, right? I think you're doing it now, but even here, the skeletons usage is a bit questionable. Right, you commit your skeletons here, and now you commit them here. Let me quickly show you. You commit them here onto this camp, which you probably shouldn't have done, or you should have spawned them here just to make sure that they actually go to the next neutral camp. Because you spawn them on the right side of this camp, they're going to shift to the wave, and you don't want that because the Tidehunter is just going to kill them, right? As we talked about. And so you need to make sure your skeletons are not going to the Tide. And so you needed to give vision of the next camp and spawn them on the left side of this camp. And then you could continue to flash farm with the skeletons, but instead you just suicide them. And now I'm genuinely afraid you're about to go run back to the lane. No, you can't do this. He's just gonna hit you. It doesn't work. I don't know, like this guy stinks as well. Like he should just be auto attacking you and Eing you, and you should probably take a point in Gush and just run you down. He's not, which is nice for you. But like, look how much time you might not even get this kill. Oh no! Oh no! No! Don't die, please. Oh, God. It's still such a waste of time. Even though you didn't die, it's still such a waste of time. You're not going to kill this guy, I don't think. Oh, okay. Oh, at least you got one kill, but that is not worth it. It's not even slightly worth it. Like, you need to be mid right now, shoving the mid wave, not fighting as a level 7 Wraith King. Like, you're getting kills, which is great. Like, you happen to be getting a bunch. Tell me you're going to get this kill as well. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. That is, guys, I'm so glad I watched that because I can talk about this. That is what we call a deceiving set of circumstances. That is not good kills. Those are not good kills because now those kills are going to convince Jenga here that Wraith King is like this hero that should brawl at the 13-minute mark. No. The enemy team happened to overextend and dive your tier 1 and dive your tier 2, which made it, you know, worth your while. Like, the enemy team is clearly not competent when it comes to whether or not they should dive. And so you get kills, but those kills are now going to make you play like trash in the next game because they're going to make you play inconsistent, right? Which is going for kills as Wraith King. And by the way, it's not that you can't fight as Wraith King, but remember, the set of rules for whether or not you should fight as a greedy carry is it under a tower? If it's not under a tower, do not go for the kill. When this Tidehunter kill is here, it is bad. There are like niche situations where it's not the case, but let's just move on. I'm going to guess that this is like Guardian. I'm going to say Guardian 3. And you are, oh, okay. I guess a little bit too low. So that is what, Archon 1? All right, man. Yeah, you just gotta learn to farm. You have to farm. You're very bad at it. I'm just being straight up. But all right, let's get into the last clip. And last but not least, we have Toxic Fruit 2000. What an epic name. And you said, all right then, you said it yourself, Speed. So here's the replay, Speed. I dare you to guess my rank. It's not what you think it is. Guaranteed. All right. Minute 16. Well, the highlights are minute 16 to 17, approximately, obviously. And then minutes 30 to 31, approximately. So let's approximately go to minute 16 and check out what these highlights are. See what's going on. You're not even looking. What the fuck? What was this? All right, I was going to 16, but then what the hell? So okay, there's so many problems with what. So okay, you come over here, you're like, oh, haste rune, nice haste rune, and then you run bottom. You're not even. You like run down into the wall, like you smash your head into the wall, then you're like, oh, I should go right. So you go right, and then you decide to take the long way. Oh wait, no, then you're like, no, I'm not gonna take the long way, I'm gonna take the short way, I take it back. Oh no, I'm gonna take the long way. No, I'm gonna take the short way. And then you eventually go up here. Not a single time did you look at the enemy. It also doesn't seem like you're looking at your minimap based on this approach, because you decide to wrap all the way around, once again taking the long way. Even though you're level 12, you're like mega strong. Clearly, I mean, unless I'm crazy, you didn't tell your teammates that you're coming because they're not walking up either. And then you run in. You run around the tree because, you know, it's a big celebration. You run around the tree. Then you gust. You lead with gust after he already put down the rocket, which you proceed to miss. You don't prep him with the Q to slow him. And then you multi-shot. And that's the end of the gank. Alright, here comes the highlights, boys. Here's the highlights. Here we go. Toxic Fruit is on a killing spree. Let's see what he does. Walks in. Okay, usually you want to auto attack and then multi-shot, only because multi-shot has a further like cast range, so leading with your multi-shot is not typically a good idea because it goes further, right? So you want to finish off kills or, you know, use it halfway into a kill to guarantee the kill. But nonetheless, you get the kill. You are level 14 minutes, 16 minutes in because you're having a good game, so that's good. All right, you run back mid. It's fair. This TP is why did you TP? You were affected by corrosive haze, so they can see this. And the legions that are tier 1. What are you doing? Why don't you just go hit some neutrals? Like, even if you go and take this tower. What? Your Medusa just died to neutrals? What is happening? What the hell? Alright, I mean, fortunately for you, this gank works out anyway. You once again cast multi-shot wrong. That is alright, it's okay. Now that you've learned, you never lead with multi-shot. Use it to finish kills. You also shouldn't lead with Gust there either. It's not like you needed to push him back. In fact, pushing him back makes you do less damage in this case, so it's kind of just a bad Gust. It's also way too early of a Gust, because now you don't have it for the potential follow-up. Oh my god, you popped your mango so late. Why are you running away? Oh my... Just hit him. hey, you used multi-shot right that time, even though you ran away when you didn't have to, which shows that you do have a lot more Dota to play. What I mean by that is you just have a lot more intuition to build. Like, you didn't really know that, okay, I'm level like 15, I have a DD, I'm like literally double everyone else's levels, my guy is getting gone on, I should just man up. You didn't have that instinct yet, which is okay, but it is obviously a big deal. Let's move on to the next highlight, which is at minute 30 approximately. You have 160 CS at minute 30 on Drow. I mean, you're 11-3. You've done a lot. You're 11-3, but I mean, good lord. That's a lot of deaths. Alright, going on the gyro, nice. Guess he has no defensive item. He has no items. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, good kill though. It's a good recognition. That was a good TP. You know, I'm being very sarcastic. That was a good TP. It was a good play. Once again, these gusts, they're not, like, gust is, it should be used if you actually need to silence or push someone away. Like, I guess you could say, oh, you know, I'm gusting him to try to save my CM, but like, he already casted his stun and corrosive haze. He doesn't have any spells. Somehow he managed to not use Guardian Sprint, but it's not really like that good of a gust, you know? It seems like a good fight. They have no vision. We could gust this. So, okay. I mean, hey, that was at least a good gust. So that is a good gust, because, you know, they could have controlled you. Let's keep going. I thought that was the highlight. What was the highlight? Alright, we'll end the video here. So you see this PA pushing mid. Once again, this is exactly the place where you want to fight. Under your tower, you can stay safe. It's hard for them to initiate. Your team can also TP in. You have vision advantage. So this is a good place to be. It is so questionable to lead in with Hurricane Pike there because it didn't even, like, she wasn't about to run away, right? The only time you should lead with Hurricane Pike is, like, literally if they're about, like, almost out of range, right? But in this case, this PA clearly has no clue what's going on. This is like suicide by the PA. You need to wrap like this, right? And then just gust. Or, I mean, going in from here is okay as well to make sure you don't overextend, but she was not running away, so there's no reason to, like, if she turned around, I would get it, but she didn't even turn around, so there's absolutely no reason to do this. On top of that, what the okay, alright. Alright, we're gonna end the video there after I guess your rank. You told me that I couldn't, like, your rank isn't what I thought it would be. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, but, like, I'm gonna guess your rank is 2000 because it's in your name. So what is 2000 MMR? That's like Crusade or something, right? Crusader 4, I'm pretty sure that's like 2k MMR, right? I could be wrong, honestly. It's hard to keep track. But, alright, I'm gonna say you're Crusader 4, and you are... What? What? You don't even have a rank! Why would you submit this? Obviously, guys, I can't check to make sure they have a rank before I look at a clip. Otherwise, I would know the rank. So, like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Oh my... Oh, that's so funny. Well, I guess we'll end the video there. You have a 40% win rate on Drow. I hope you can fix that. You need to hit a lot more creeps. Your Drow is way too fight-oriented. It makes no sense. Like, you had 160 CS at minute 30. You should have that at minute 20. You know, your hero is not really much... Even though it can be a brawler and, like, it's good to play high tempo in some circumstances and it's good to fight when you have a Dragon Lance, you did have a Medusa on your team, so making space for her as well is a good thing. But, yeah, I mean, alright, man, I wish you the best. I have no clue. We'll be doing another Guess the Rank probably in about a week. If you want to see another episode of Guess the Rank in a week, make sure you smash the like button and let me know that you want that in the comment section down below. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. But yeah, that's going to be about all, folks. Remember, click the link down below and subscribe to the GameLeap website where we have thousands of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.